Hi, I'm Natalie, and tonight we're going to go through something really simple, but sometimes a quick refresh is all you need to build the confidence to go forward. So let's do this. I'll have Ramel speed it up about halfway through so that it doesn't take that long, but I will be using our copper. Is this called copper or Lucky Penny? I can't remember now. It's our soft vinyl. And guess what? We have brand new zipper tape in that arrived yesterday, and I'm going to use it with this. I will also be using my soft... Yeah, I feel like a bug went in there. My quilted pouch template. This title says soft vinyl zipper pouch, but I think we're calling this the quilted pouch template in the shop. And for a couple of days, I'll include the VIP discount if you're a VIP member. That's unusual because templates cost a lot of money, so grab it while you can. For my lining, I'm just using a plain cream colored quilting cotton because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, so for the meat on this tutorial, the first part is quilting, and I am going to be using my standard by Annie soft and stable foam. Where did my, let me show you my bin. Woo! I've got a big old bin of scraps. I don't throw away my foam scraps. So let me just show you. I put foam in here and SF101, Decaville Light, whatever I have extra of, and then I Franken foam it together like Michelle G likes to call it, with batting tape, which by the way, we just restocked, and away we go. So I will walk you through that real quick too, because why not, right? I'm gonna use my handy dandy, where's my Kathy cutter and ironing board. Kathy Robinson got this for me. So it's my Kathy cutter. So let's go overhead and I will show you how we put these pieces together. Let's go. So first up, I have my iron on high heat. It's warming up right now. And then I cut these pieces so I have a straight edge. Sometimes you'll need to trim two sides. It just depends on how wonky the pieces are. Don't stress it too much. It's just so we have straight edges that can go together, fit like this pretty well, and stick together. Because then we're going to use our batting tape or foam tape. I call it foam tape in my shop as well as batting tape because quilters use this to put batting together and bag makers use it to put other interfacings together. I like to do this instead of the zigzag stitch with foam. And really, it's just personal preference. There's no wrong way to put scraps together. You just do what works for you. All right, so there's one section. Let's see if this is going to be not quite wide enough yet. We want a little extra room width and height wise when we're quilting. So what I like to do is cut my vinyl pieces a little bigger into big rectangles and quilt it. And then I cut out my bag pattern piece, especially if the pattern piece has curves in it. I never cut the piece out first and then quilt it because so many times when you quilt, fabric and interfacing shrink. So that is why I cut out a bigger piece first and then we quilt it and then cut it down to size. Now for triple or double protection, a lot of times I will do this as well. You don't have to. I've just had experiences where it's pulled apart after I use a bag for a really, really long time. And I'm hard on my bags. I am not careful with them at all. So I just do it on both sides. Just takes a couple of seconds to grab that foam and fuse. By the way, I don't use fusible foam because I find that when I birth the bag right side out again, A lot of times with fusible foam, you get little dimples and creases, and it almost looks like cellulite. Like, who wants that on your bag? Okay, on the back of my legs is enough. Thank you very much. Nobody needs to see that. What? It's true. I mean, what? I don't need that on a bag. So, okay, I've got a piece like this. I'm just going to go overhead and make sure it's wide and tall enough. Yes, plenty of room. That is great. So now I'm going to take my soft vinyl. And because this piece of foam is plenty large enough, I can just cut the soft vinyl to this size. So there we are. I'm going to cut this down a bit. I can use this for D-ring attachments or something. I can even piecework it. I've made quilt blocks with this soft vinyl before. It does wash and dry just fine. So you can do that. You can experiment and have fun. Now, just for extra carefulness, I'm going to use a little bit of 505. I sell this in my shop too because I use the heck out of this stuff. It's so good. And then I'm going to smash it down. And now it grips the foam. And wet spots go away. See that? It's just condensation, depending on the weather temperature in your room. We're having a bit of a cold spell here in Wisconsin this August. And I am all here for it. Believe me, I love it. I love the cooler weather. But Ramel tells me we're in for a scorcher in September.
Oh, yeah.
I don't love that. All right, so now I am going to turn on my machine. I'm at a 3mm stitch length. I have Gutermann all-purpose gray thread, as usual, in my machine. And I have on my Teflon foot, even though I probably don't need it, especially with the soft vinyl, because it's not sticky. It just kind of, it's fine, but I've got it on, so I'm not gonna remove it. And let's see, my foot pressure is usual or normal setting. What else can we think of? Microtex needle. I like to use a Microtex 8012 needle because the hole is small, the needle is very sharp. You can use a universal if you want to. It just has a more rounded tip than a Microtex needle. Okay, so with this, because I use the spray, I can start in the center and work out, or I can start on the outside and go in. It doesn't really matter because it's going to stick. But I know a lot of quilters will be, if I don't start in the middle. So let's start in the middle. Here we go. Let's go to the machine. Oh, that's a little bright, Rom. Can we turn down the lights? Ooh.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is better. Okay, so my foot's down. I'm going to do a couple of stitches and then I'm going to do a back stitch. Okay, so now we're ready to rock. And we can do any kind of quilting we want to do. I'll go through a few lines and then I'll have Rom speed it up. A lot of times I will just use my foot as a width marker. Here, I'm back to the center. I'm going to scooch over. I don't really know what I'm doing. I didn't think about this before, so I'm just winging it. I mean, I do know what I'm doing, but I didn't plan what I'm doing. That's a better commentary. Here we are. And come back up. And just do whatever you want. I could put on my free motion foot and free motion it. Didn't think about that. Isn't this cool? Now I'm gonna snip over here. I could go all the way off the edge. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Dun, dun, dun. I forgot to turn this on. Notice how even though I'm using gray thread, you can't see it. It's because it just sinks into this fabric, into this soft vinyl. It's amazing. You don't have to worry about being color specific. You can take it out every time if you want to. Don't worry about that wrinkle. I remember how big this is. I'm just going to cut that out. That's because I didn't lift my presser foot. You can take it out for each row, or you can zigzag around, whatever is easiest for you. Whenever I get to a side where I'm going to have a lot over here in the throat of the machine, I just take it out. Now I'm going to do over here. That little spot in the center is going to bug me. So I'm just going to quilt it, and then I'm going to quilt this line. You can do whatever you want. I love this stuff. Okay, I'm pretty close. So I'm gonna take you overhead, and this is so user-friendly. You don't have to worry if your lines are crooked or anything else. You can just make it work for you. So I'm gonna trim some threads here in the center where I started. And then I'm gonna take my template. I'm gonna line it up. Maybe I can use this strip later if I want to. See how I'm cutting out my little boo-boo down here? Who cares? I'm going to save that piece. So if you want to quilt it, this is how you do it. Don't mind my little square here. I guess I was having a brain fart. Pretty cool. So now if you don't want to quilt it, you can just cut out a piece and let's baste some foam. Thanks. Look at this zipper. This is going to look amazing. And Sue was kind enough to bring me this one because it had a defect in it. So I don't have to use the nice one. I can send that to you guys. Okay, awesome. So let's put some foam behind this one so that both outer pieces have that bit of body. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, maybe this one's big enough. Nearly. Very, very nearly. What I'll do is just a quick fuse. Here we go. Okay. Now we can flip it. Good enough. Iron is still hot. I didn't get it perfect, but that's okay. It ends up working just fine. Okay. I'm still going to cut it bigger than my template while I baste around the outer edge with this. Give me just 1 second. I'm still going to use this. There we go. I have plenty of room around my outer edges, so that's good. So I can baste. Let's go to the machine. I'm gonna turn it up to a stitch length of 5 on my machine. All right, now I'm gonna take this over here and line it up so I can use at least those 2 edges that I already basted. And then I'll come in after I cut this and baste these 2 a little closer. You don't have to do that, but I like to, just so I don't flip the foam up later. And sew an edge without sewing the vinyl. It's happened to me before. Okay, so these 2 edges are still basted. I'm just gonna come in and baste these 2 now real quick. Let's go to the machine. And this is if you do not want to quilt the vinyl. Okay, now before I walk away, I'm turning my machine stitch length back down. Because I know myself and I will forget. All right, we've got our 2 outer pieces. Oh, I gotta cut my lining. So I'm just using this quilting cotton. Let's go back overhead. And I'm gonna cut this. I'm cutting away the selvage. I'm gonna trim up this top area a little smidge. I'm gonna move over to this side. And then I'm gonna rough cut this side because I can't cut around my arm like that very accurately. Spin this. And then cut this side. Okay. Now usually I would interface this with some SF 101, but I'm not going to today because I want this to be quicker for you. But especially with light colored fabrics, you do want to interface it a bit. It's easier to sew and it will ensure nothing shows through. All right, let's do this. Now I need a zipper pull for my zip. We are so close. We're gonna have this done lickety split. Oh, one more thing. Most of the time I make my zipper tabs with fabric because then it's thinner. But sometimes I make it with vinyl because it will never fray. Was that your motorcycle? Just kidding. I would never allow Ramel to have a motorcycle. Not after working in the OR. Nope. So I'm gonna see Did I cut that wide enough? Yeah, I'm gonna make my zipper tabs with the soft vinyl. And instead of doing like a Pac-Man zipper tab, we're just gonna fold it over once and be done with it. Now, sometimes you might still want to hit it with some fray check if you do it that way. Not the hard vinyl, but the soft you might want to. Okay, I need a zipper pull. I just want them to see this zipper portion. So I can put on the tail right now, and then I'll put on my pull and cut my zipper down to size. So I'm going to take you over to the machine. There's that. And I'm catching both sides at the same time. Okay, so I caught both sides. Bring it over here, honey buns. Throw it to me. Thank you. Ooh, I should have been a catcher. Trim that down. Now, we want this to be about 1 inch shorter than the width of our pouch. So right now I'm being sort of a renegade and not measuring. I'm going by eyeball. That looks good. Let me check with my fabric. Yep, I've got a finger space width on each end, so this will totally work. Only I should have put the pull on first, but that's okay. All right, let's put this baby on. All right, now I can put this tab on. Now, if you need to, absolutely use tools that help you. I've seen a lot of people talk about zipper tabs and how they can't get them to stick. Just use a little double-sided sticky tape here. It's okay. You can do this side and this side, and then it'll hold for you, and you don't have to have any stress. Always put your tape away in a drawer or a jar where it can't air out, because sometimes that tape can lose stickiness if it is out in the air open all the time. There's one. There's the other. Now I'm gonna place it and place it. Yay! There it is. Now we'll sew right across there. You don't have to backstitch because this is going to be in a seam. If you want to, go right ahead, it's fine. All right, now we've got a working zipper. Let's go back over here and let's put this pouch together. So I've got this piece, I've got my quilted piece, I've got my 2 lining pieces, and I've got my zipper. So first up, I'm going to use that double-sided sticky tape again. And I'm going to put a line down the zipper tape on the outer edge of both sides. Where'd my scissors go? And now on this side. You don't want to put it really on the tab if you can help it. It's not the end of the world, but you'll have to pick it off later. So make sure it's good and on there, stickified. And then to just take one side off. Actually, I should do this side because I want my pull on the right side. I'm going to take one exterior, right sides together, centering it. I want a finger space on each side. And then I'm going to take my lining and lay it right on top, right side down. I know with this fabric, there really isn't a right side, so to speak. So right side's facing. If your fabric has a print, the print is facing the pouch. And now we're gonna sew right along here. Let's go to the machine. And I'm back to a 3mm stitch length. If you have a zipper foot, it's even easier to do this part with a zipper foot. Here's my pull. I may have to move that. Oh, I didn't this time. Sometimes if that pull is chunky, you have to lift up your foot and move it out of the way. All right, let's go back over here. I'm gonna press it up, press it back down. Always make sure that I come in with my iron at this point, because a lot of times, see how that lining wants to pull up? And if you go to top stitch right away without pressing, you might sew the fabric into your zipper teeth line, and then your zipper won't function. It's so annoying, and I did it probably 10 times as a beginner sewist till I finally caught on. Oh, hello. I need to be more careful and press that out of the way. Oh, you can finger press it down. You can use your mallet. You can use your iron. I'm going to grab my Teflon sheet so that I can iron this vinyl on the front. We just restocked our Teflon sheets too, by the way. Grab a couple of them. They're so useful. All right, there's that. Now, we can top stitch at this point if we want to, or you can put on the other side before you top stitch. It's totally up to you. All right, back to overhead. Now we're going to repeat for this side. So let's peel off our paper. Right sides together and match those sides. As a beginner, I sold a couple of pouches, you know, where it wasn't lined up perfectly. Yeah, lesson learned. The things you don't know until you make the mistake, you know? It's kind of funny that way. And again, right side of the lining facing the right side of this lining. So here's my print if I had one, and it would be facing the print on the other lining. I'm gonna flip this over and put my clips on this way because I already have this clear stitching line that I can see, and I'm just gonna sew on that same line. I know right where to go. You can also sew it looking at this side. It's really personal preference. Okay, let's sew this edge and back at the machine. And then we're back over and we press it away again. If this is too thick, you know what you're gonna grab. I'm gonna grab that whacker. Makes a huge difference. Now I'm going to top stitch along this edge. All right. We're almost done. We're going to open the zipper. I do it about there. Separate your exteriors, right sides together. And then your linings, right sides together. You can use clips, pins, whatever you want. I like to put my pins out of the seam allowance so I can just leave them there. Now, oh, there's my hand needle. What I do tend to do, if you can see in here, my zipper tabs are going towards the lining. They're not pushed towards the exterior. They're pushed towards the lining. They want to naturally fall that way. So yours should be doing that too. And now what we'll do is we'll start here, go all the way around and end here and leave an opening for turning. On the lining, I take a slightly larger seam allowance so that the lining is nice and tight fitting. Then I'm gonna start coming back in to my usual sewing seam allowance, and here's the zipper tab. I'm going right beside it. See that? I'm not sewing over the zipper tab, which is right here. I scooch right beside it. The closer you can get, you will not have a hole there. You want to be as close as you can get while not sewing over the tab. Now I can see this top piece is a little bit wider than my bottom piece. So the reason this looks like a larger seam allowance is because I didn't cut it exactly correctly. So I'm going off that smaller piece on the bottom. That's a me thing because I'm always in a hurry when I'm doing a tutorial. And now I'm scooching, I'm going right by that zipper tab, but not sewing over it. Right by it. See that? I'm not gonna worry about that wrinkle. Nobody's gonna see that once this pouch is complete. No need to stress. I left a nice chunky hole here to turn it right side out. Take all the pins out. Now, because, see how, this is what I was talking about. I didn't cut that very well there. So I'm gonna trim some of that seam allowance away. And if you have a lot up here by the zipper tabs, if your seam allowance is quite chunky, trim that down a little too. That'll help that zipper tab area pop out really nicely. Don't take too much off on the seam allowances. Okay, trim all those corners. See, this seam allowance here on the lining is quite chunky. Gonna trim some of that down, less bulk. Okay. This bottom edge could use a little bit of a trim. And this corner. There. Okay, looking pretty good. I'm gonna move these pins. Now we turn it right sides out. If you want to make this a boxed corner pouch, I have a reel on Instagram that I just posted the other day that shows you how to do that lickety split in less than 2 minutes. The mower is living his best life, Ramel. Don't get too mad. I call some men serial mowers because they just want to mow like every single day. And it seems like that's this neighbor of ours. Because every time I go to film, he wants to go mow. It's like he knows. She's filming, let me go get on my mower. There's that one. Can we get a close-up, Ron? These tabs from the top, these tabs, you have to go in and push them out with your thumb. I have reels on that as well, because that is one of the most common things that people say to me is my tab is still inverted in the pouch. You just gotta bring your thumb in there or your strong middle finger and push that thing out, okay? Push it out. And now I'm gonna push out these corners. They always need some help. The bottom corners here. And then I tuck this in, sew it up, shove it back down into the exterior, and we're done. All right, let's take this to the machine. And we'll tuck it back down. Put all those corners in their place. See that? Look how nice that looks, how clean and nice it looks. And I'll do this, and then guess what? This is always what I do. One last press, sisters and brothers. Sewis and Mois. Can you tell I had lunch today? I'm kind of geared up. Dodie made me eat lunch today. All right, there we are. There's the quilty side with my little hiccup in the middle. I don't know what I was doing. I don't care. I'm just gonna use it. And here's the unquilted side. Still very pretty, isn't it? Just depends what you want, what kind of look you're after. When I hold this for a picture, I'm gonna go like this. Just kidding. So there we are. So if you're looking for any of the supplies, we have the quilted pouch template, we've got 505, we've got zipper jigs for days, we've got the double-sided sticky tape, we've got Microtex needles and Gutermann thread, we've got the mallets if you need to get out some aggression or want to take a wall down. And we've even got rotary cutters in different sizes, and we have freight check, OMG. And we have clips, we have these bigger ones that a couple of people have emailed in and said that they work for their arthritic hands better than the other clips. So I like that because I feel like my hands have arthritis already. Don't forget, we've got this copper soft vinyl, the new hunter green zippers, Teflon sheets, anything you need really. We've got it. We've got it. And we're open next week, September, is it 4, 5, 6? I don't know. It's Wednesday through Saturday. We're open next week. So maybe think about taking a road trip. All right. If you make one, I want to see it. Please tag me on socials, post it in the makers group on Facebook, join the group if you're not in it already, what have you, whatever you want to do. But most of all, have fun and enjoy the journey. I'll see you soon. Peace, love, sewing.